Now, am I okay with paying 70? Bitch, I'm not okay with paying $59.99. Fuck, nigga. I'd rather it all be free in a great world where the flowers blossoms and the bees land on them and stick their stingers inside of the flowers. I don't know how that shit works.
Now you will get ready for the zim-zam and the babbity-bibbity, and you will take off your clothes like voo and voom, and get ready for the most splendiferous pudding pop you have ever seen.
You unlock this door with a simple registration. Beyond it is another dimension. A dimension of memes. A dimension of trolls. A dimension of morons. You are moving into a dimension of both factual and unfactual information, of rumours and hopes. You just crossed over into YouTube Fanboy Zone. Hello and welcome back to the channel, and yes, unfortunately, the king of bad takes is back. King Thrash is back, stupid as ever. I don't think he can get any stupider.
I know now why you cry.
So in this video we're going to hear King Thrash, as usual, say a lot of stupid stuff. He's going to contradict himself continuously. The reason why he's going to contradict himself continuously is because I'm going to make him debate himself. I'm going to get videos of where he's previously said something and then play them against what he's saying now. So basically he's going to debate himself and lose because he's a moron. Every take this guy has is insincere, utter nonsense. Hey, I've listened. This is probably one of his worst videos he's ever done. All these videos are bad. All his videos are bad takes. They're all totally sort of wrong. Basically, he's wrong so often. But this particular one, he is just so... it's like he's cranked up another... If he was a Dungeons & Dragons character, for example, and he's thrown his dice, it's like he's literally... You know, when you can lower your stats, it's like he's purposely lowered his charisma score, his intelligence score, his wisdom score, and so, I don't know, threw it all into some inanimate score thing. I don't know. Or maybe he's lowered his stats so low, thinking that he can maybe keep those points and buy a burger with it or something. I'm not sure. The guy is a nutter. I can't get this across how stupid this man is. So let's get this going. Let's get into this. The king of bad takes, everyone. The king of stupid, King Thrash.
Now, am I okay with paying 70? Bitch, I'm not okay with paying $59.99.
Then don't pay it, Thrash. That's how life works. If you're not happy with paying something, you just don't pay it. You wait or you shop around. That's generally what you do. You don't go in somewhere. I'm not happy paying for this, but I'm gonna do it anyway because something in my head is making me do it, and what that is shilling. I'm a total corporate slave, so I'm gonna fucking pay them what they ask me, and I'm gonna just stick to my guns. Fuck it, and I'm not just gonna pay it, but I'm gonna give reasons why I should pay it. I'm gonna tell you why I should be paying them more money. This because I'm a fucking idiot. In fact, you advise people,
if you don't like it, nigga, don't play it. If you don't like it, don't buy it. If you don't like it, wait for a deal. Nigga, wait for the price to go down.
actually, while we're on this, where was this energy a few months ago when Halo Infinite released, King? Because this is what you had to say then.
Basically, they want you to pay to progress. And then they want you to pay for like battle, like you can buy a battle pack, a premium battle pack, and it costs credits. And they do that predatory thing to where the premium battle pass or battle pack or whatever will cost, say, 4,500 credits, but you can only buy 4,000 credits, and after that you got to buy the 10,000 credit one. If you don't like it, don't play it. But pretty soon, Microsoft is going to have all their games on Git, on Git mode. You know what I'm saying? To where they're going to be having you get shit instead of own shit, instead of buy shit. You're going to have Git. I'm not going to say free. I'm just going to say Git. To where, just like cell phones, they're going to start hitting you with these microtransactions hard. for these free games. This is the reason why I don't play any free-to-play game. I don't like to play any free-to-play games.
If you don't like it, don't buy it.
And the king of bad takes doesn't end there. He continues.
Free-to-play ain't a good thing. I told niggas free-to-play is not something that is good.
Yes, I know, but don't worry, rest assured, we will fucking be coming back to that. You can have my word on it.
So you can pay
If you
for
don't
levels.
like it, don't play
You understand
it.
what I'm saying?
If you don't like it,
you pay to
don't
level up. You gotta
buy
pay for all
it. If
armor
you don't
up,
like
you
it,
can earn the
wait for a deal.
So, Thrash, have you finished arguing with yourself? Has previous Thrash finished arguing with 6 months later Thrash? Because your points completely contradict each other. You've just not got a leg standing. You look like a complete clown. Let's continue.
Motherfuckers need to get paid. You, as a gamer, shouldn't have a problem supporting gaming. Just like the same PC niggas who are complaining about this shit today are the same motherfuckers who buy chips for $2,000, $3,000, $4,000, who have rigs that are worth almost $10,000.
PCs cost 10 grand. You think PCs cost 10 grand? Do you go out, Thrash? Have you ever been out? Have you ever used the internet or anything? Your knowledge of everything is really bad. It's like you have literally no knowledge of anything. You don't leave. I don't think you leave spaces. As I said before, I think all your knowledge is basically built up around clickbait stuff that PlayStation fanboys tell you. That is the extent of your knowledge. Clickbait headlines. What have you got to say, Thrash, about, I don't know, Xbox maybe releasing £70 games?
And I believe, me personally, that the games that they do bring will be $70. I believe, in fact, I know that when they get Activision, that Call of Duty's price isn't going to go down to $59.99, nor will it go to Game Pass. That bitch will be $70 fucking dollars. In fact, I know that when they get Activision, nor will it go to Game Pass.
See, king of bad takes. What else you got for us, Thrash?
He's doing it because Xbox currently doesn't have any $70 games. It's because Xbox currently doesn't make next generation games. They are still stuck in last generation. They have yet to release a game that is just this generation.
Literally the games you're capping for right now, God of War, Ragnarok, Horizon Forbidden West, Gran Turismo 7, are all cross-gen. They're not exclusive to current generation consoles. They're all on PlayStation 4, Thrash, you fucking idiot. All your games you've got this year have all been cross-gen. In fact, the only first-party AAA current-gen or next-gen game that Sony have made is Ratchet & Clank. Demon's Souls, they didn't make that. They bought the studio after the game released. Same as Returnal. And I'm sorry, but Demon's Souls, you can't class that as Sony have made a spectacular next generation game. That's just a remaster as well. It's just a remake, glorified remake like The Last of Us. So Sony's only made one. Sony's really only made one. All the games they're releasing are cross-gen for the most part. So Sony are also, in fact, next year Xbox will be releasing Forza Motorsport, which will be only on current gen consoles. It won't be cross gen. They'll be releasing Redfall, which is only current gen, not next gen, not previous gen. Starfield, and most likely, and they've said 5 titles. They're going to release 5 first party AAA titles which are only on the current gen consoles. What does PlayStation have? They only have Spider-Man in the works. So that will take them up to a grand total of two games. You're an idiot. You're a fucking idiot. Let's see what else you got. It's the king of bad takes. I'm sorry, am I mistaken? Am I being disingenuous with saying that? Is he not the king of bad takes? Does he actually not know? Let's just continue.
When it comes to the $70 price tag, let me ask you a question. We should be paying $80. All right, we should be paying $80 straight up.
Acceptable.
Lemon grab.
What?
Never mind.
$80 right about now, nigga. Because we went through 2 generations of $59.99. The PS360 era, the PS4, and the Xbox One era were $59.
Okay, stop. No. It's not error, it's era. It's not error. Error's when you make a mistake, and that's all you fucking do is make mistakes. It's era. Stop, Thrash. Fuck me.
$59 eras. That era lasted about 7, 11, 12 years, 15 years almost. So, in 15 years, right? In 15 years, let me ask you a question. Did rent go up for you in 15 years? Did the cost of anything go up? Everything, the cost of everything went up. Let me ask you, if you worked for a job for 15 years, are you going to expect a raise? You gonna work for them for 15 years and still pay the same price? Is your cost of living the exact same?
Thrash, inflation is pushed by the consumer for the most part. Inflation is what there's so many fanboys now just blaming, saying, "Oh, it's inflation. Just row with it. Just go. We have to do it because of inflation." Inflation is the economic term for a persistent rise in prices over time. You know, to get technical, inflation is not so much about an increase in prices, but a decrease in the buying power of, say, the dollar, because you're American. You are talking of cost of living of things like your gas, your electric, things like that, which do go up. But when it comes to consumer products, a lot of the times, the only reason they go up is because the demand is there. If there's a demand for that item, that price goes. This is why prices fluctuate between places. Why you can go to one store and the price of something can be different in one store than another. If it's inflation and it was all just balanced, everything, all the prices would be equal everywhere, and you wouldn't bother shopping because you'd go in one shop, see a pair of trainers, walk into the next shop, and they'll be exactly the same price. But they're not, are they? In fact, it was gaming that pushed inflation up in the UK recently, because people like you were willing to pay. The reason why these things didn't go up for 15 years, as you claim, is because people didn't demand it. People didn't willingly bend over and just take one in the arse. They didn't say, yes, we'll pay $70, we'll pay $80. If everyone does have your stance and everyone is willing to pay $78, then yes, all the prices inevitably will go up. And sadly, they probably will because of morons like you. You will push up the price of gaming. You and your morons. And why? Because console wars. Why? Because Sony tells you to do it. Yes, pay more for our games. And pay more for our games. This thing, you think, oh no, these people need to be paid. These need, support the devs. You keep talking about how much money Sony makes. You always compare it to Xbox. They're making billions and billions in profits, not revenue, profit a year. They're making money. They're making billions. Why don't they use some of their cash, the billions they're making, to support their developers? Why are you being charged to support their developers so they get a profit and the developers are not getting that? Why is it instead they think, no, we're not going to support the developers? It's only like basically saying we're not going to support developers. We're not going to give them some of our profit, some of our billions profit. What we can do is just rise the price of gaming. And you can pay them. You can pay them the extra. We're not going to take out our money. You're going to fucking pay it. I'll tell you why you're going to, mate, because you're a fucking mud. And you want to go on YouTube and waffle why you should be paying more money for games. No. You can complain about the cost of living. Yet here you are telling a corporation you're willing to pay more for a product which you don't need to. You say these games, the cost of games have gone up. You're buying digital now. 80%. 10 years ago, about 20% was digital, 80% was physical. That's completely flipped. 80% of gamers now play digitally. Do you know how much of a saving that is on these companies, on developers and the production staff and publishing stuff? How much they're saving on digital games? A lot, because they don't have to pay for the CDs, they don't have to pay for the casing, they don't have to pay for manuals, they don't have to pay for the advertising of it, they don't have to pay for the art, the cover. They don't have to pay for this shit. So they're saving money. So, just tell me now, do physical games cost more or less than digital? Or are they the same price? If they release God of War digital, God of War physical, are they the same price? No. They're charging the same price. They're charging you a digital game which costs less to make and produce than a physical game, the same amount. So they've basically been overcharging you for digital games for years, and they're still doing it and still going to do it. Instead of saying, oh, why are we paying more for digital games? You're going, I want to pay more. I want to actually pay £80. Can I pay £80 for these games? These games that actually, once you've got the game made, all it takes them just to send the game to you, send you the code to you and stuff, and that's it. You got the game. They don't have to produce anything. They don't have to produce a CD. They don't have to produce all that shit and then send it to you or get it out, get it marketed, get it into shops. They don't have to do any of that. They literally just, you want a digital game? Yeah, click this link, download, done. Cost them nothing. Costing you extra 20 quid. Why? Because you want to pay more money.
This is why games can't be day and date on a fucking PlayStation with PlayStation, and why, you know, other big companies who are successful at gaming aren't doing the day and date thing, because they need to make money, my nigga. That's it. That's all.
Stray literally just released on PS Now, day one. Literally just released. You fucking moron.
You don't want to pay for them at all, really. You want to pay a monthly fee of $15 a fucking month or $9 a fucking month or whatever the fuck you're paying monthly, my nigga. Microsoft is cracking down on Game Pass. Game Pass, they're doing bad over there, bro, because they're cutting everything. I remember you used to get Game Pass cards. You used to get Game Pass, I think 4 or 5 days every time you buy a controller. They'll give you some Game Pass days to play that shit. They stopped doing that. They're cutting down on the, if you've gaffled them niggas about the $1 thing, they starting to cut people's $1 thing off. It just is what it is. But
it's called deals, Thrash. Every company does it. Incentives, deals. Every company does it. Even including your precious Sony do it. They do sales. They do incentives to get you into things like PS Now. They do exactly the same thing. Netflix, when it first dropped, it was $1 to buy Netflix. Now it's gone up in price once all the content starts going in. That's what happens. It was a deal, and they ended a deal. It's really that simple. This is why people mock your IQ. This is why they mock your intelligence. It has nothing to do with race, but pure stupidity, because you do not have no common sense.
if it was possible to make a profit, on that shit in the way that you could make a big time game, Sony would have been did it, my nigga. It would have been happened. We would have had games, AAA games, day and date. You don't see AAA games going day and date to fucking Xbox unless it's made by Xbox Studios. Sony would have been did it, my nigga. It would have been happened. We would have had games, AAA games, day and date. You don't see AAA games going day and date to fucking Xbox unless it's made by Xbox Studios. Y'all niggas don't pay for Fallout shit. Y'all don't pay for fucking Starfield. Y'all wouldn't buy Starfield, bro, but you would play it on fucking Game Pass. It's not your style game. You like it or not, my nigga. Collectively, not all of you motherfuckers, but collectively, y'all niggas don't play games like that. Y'all not really RPG niggas. Some of you are, the majority are not. The majority of you motherfuckers will buy Call of Duty though. Period.
Just for the record, Thrash thinks games like God of War and Horizon Forbidden West and such are all RPG games. He thinks they're all RPGs. They're action adventures with minor RPG elements. That's about it. They are not full-blown RPGs, and they're not even close to the scope of the games like Fallout and Skyrim and stuff. So this guy is a complete moron.
At the end of the day, nigga, have more grown thoughts as to why things are happening around you instead of complaining about the inevitable, my nigga. It's like complaining that you're gonna die soon. Stupid ass nigga. Everybody, all of us are gonna die one day, my nigga. All of us.
So your take is to pay more for stuff before you die. Is that your take? To pay more for stuff so you have less money to enjoy the life you have. Is that what your take is? You're gonna die anyway. What's the point of having money? Well, what? Oh my Jesus! For the love of God, this guy is so. He will literally sell his soul for Sony, won't he? He will. He will literally sell his soul for Sony.
Hey, man, let me just drop some kind of knowledge on some of these niggas real fucking quick, man. At the end of the day, you're not gonna allow your boss to tell you that you cannot get a raise.
Here's a take. Go up to your boss tomorrow, tell him you want more money or you'll quit. How about that, Thrash? Just go up to him and say, you earn enough money, now pay me more. I want more money because the price of inflation. No, actually, no. Tell him, pay me more money because I want to pay more for games. Tell him that. Say, boss, I want a pay rise. Why would you like a pay rise? Because I want to pay more for shit. See, just see how that goes. I'd love to be a fly on the wall in that conversation in that room. Just give that a go, Thrash. Please give that a go. Please go up to your boss and demand more money, or you'll be sacked. You know, sack me. Give me more money or I'm leaving. Give me more money. I want to pay for shit. I want to pay more for shit. So give me more money or I'm leaving. See how that conversation goes for you, Thrash, please.
They look at hardcore gamers, and you're going to see that they know that we will buy whatever the fuck we're going to buy. We'll spend thousands of dollars without blinking a fucking eye, and it's fucking true. It is what it is, bro. At the end of the day, motherfuckers either A, don't buy it because you're not forced to. B, get the fuck out of gaming if you're going to complain about pricing.
You literally made the entire video of you complaining about the pricing for Halo Infinite. That's all you did. You complained from top to bottom all about the pricing. I've showed it in this video here. You called it predatory. You literally whined like a bitch about the pricing of Halo Infinite on a free-to-play game, on its MTs on a free-to-play game. You whined about that.
Motherfuckers know what their game is worth. It's not your fucking place to tell somebody how much they need to sell the product they created, man.
Once again, all you do is literally complain about Game Pass and people spending money on it, and people spending money on it, MTs and Xbox games. It's odd because Sony does exactly the same thing now, and you don't say a thing. You actually capture them, but all you do is complain when people want to spend money on their Xbox stuff. And then while saying, you know, you ain't got the right to talk about prices and stuff, but all your videos is you hating on Xbox Game Pass and anything money related to do with Xbox. You just find faults. Remember when they raised the Xbox Live Gold to 120? You complained about it, rightfully so, because Xbox gamers complained about it. What did they do? They lowered the price of it. Why didn't you do the same to Sony? Why do they say, pay us more money? And you go, yes, take my money. Idiots. You are shills. You are cucks.
Oh my god, it's the same game. They removed the multiplayer and I paid fucking full price. Bitch, you paid the full price for The Last of Us 2, right? Right. Now, you're complaining about a remake? This has nothing to do with the fucking remake, bro. I mean, with the original one or the multiplayer. They're making the multiplayer, which it would most likely be free to play.
Firstly, you called Halo a scam because they removed the co-op. Well, I shouldn't say removed, delayed the co-op. You said it's a scam, the game should release with the co-op mode. And now you're capping for The Last of Us Remake being released without multiplayer mode. Now, let's just cover this again once more because you can't get it through your head. The original game in 2013 was $60. Then the remastered version, where they improved the graphics, was $50. It dropped $10 in price. But about inflation, didn't hear anything about inflation back then. It dropped in price to $50 and still had multiplayer. Now let's fast forward a little bit. They've released a better graphical version again, but they've increased the price but removed a game mode. So you're actually paying $20 more than you did to the previous version of this game, but it's minus a game mode. They've actually took a game mode out. So you're paying $20 more for less than the original game, the last remaster that you paid. 3 times they've released this game as well in 10 years. 3 times. Same game. 10 years. Why? Now, you see, I said we'd come back to here, didn't I? Free to play. Now he's capping for free to play games. You hear that? Amazing. Why? Because Sony is doing it. Let's just recap.
Free to play ain't a good thing. I told niggas free to play is not something that is good.
And there you have it. The boy's a walking contradiction. If Xbox does it, bad. If Sony does it, good. What's weird is the guy is fully willing to look like an idiot and sound like an idiot for Sony. Sony, who do not know who he is and will never know who he is. They don't care. The guy is actually happy to make himself look stupid. I don't know if he's willingly doing it or if he just naturally is stupid. Either case, it's stupid. And it's just weird that he does it. Let's just finish on his final point now.
All right. If you want gaming to continue, you're gonna need to support it. If you want gaming to look great and not end up like how Microsoft is starting to end up to where they don't even have high quality games even in the pipeline, my nigga. I don't give a fuck. They haven't showed you shit. Even Hellblade is not even showing you shit. They didn't show you shit. I guarantee you that game is gonna disappoint when it come out. I guarantee it because they don't know what the fuck they're doing.
Not like this. Not like this.
If you want gaming to look great and not end up like how Microsoft is starting to end up.
If you want gaming to look great and not end up like where Microsoft is with it, let's just look at the PlayStation then, where they are as it stands. All their games that released this year are all delayed from last year. God of War, Ragnarok, GT7, Horizon Forbidden West, all delayed titles from last year. If those games weren't delayed nor actually released when they were supposed to last year, they would also have no games. So they're only thankful for games this year because they delayed all their games last year. Let's also look at the release of games like Horizon Forbidden West, the £70 quality title that he speaks of, which I've just showed in the clip, had so many issues, including crashing systems and just popping. Massive amounts of popping, as well as other little issues. GT7, do we need to start on GT7? The lack of physics, as I'll show in the trailer. So the graphics are awful. Not only the $70 price tag, but they've thrown MTs in as well. One of the things that King Thrash himself is dead against and called Halo a scam for the MTs in it. Yet is capping for MTs in a £70 game. Capping for MTs in games that you actually pay for. And this is the second time now that Sony have done this. And talking of quality, let's not forget the real reason that we're here, and it's because Thrash, like many PlayStation fanboys, is basically in full damage control over The Last of Us remake. The game that's costing them $70 for a remake, a glorified remaster. I said this a year ago in a video. I said it on Twitter, as I showed recently as well. I said in August 2021, this is just a glorified remake, remaster. It's there and going to improve graphics. They're not going to improve any of the gameplay. PlayStation fanboys come at me and said, no, they're going to completely redo the dynamics and stuff. They're using the PlayStation 5 Last of Us 2 engine, and they're going to redo the mechanics and stuff like The Last of Us 2. They've not done that whatsoever. They've just upped the graphics, basically. And even as clips have shown by other people, they've moved NPCs. So in a lot of the clips and that you see, where they're running through towns and things like that, there's no NPCs. They've moved NPCs, probably to improve or let it say stable or the graphics, whatever. I don't know the real reason, but the bottom line is it's just a graphical improvement. And they've removed multiplayer from the game, and it was in the last two versions of the game. It was in the 2013 original version of the game. It was in the remaster in 2014, which cost $50, and now for $70, $20 more, you get to pay an extra $20 for extra graphics, minus the multiplayer mode. The game is 100% cash grab. 100% cash grab. They are relying on their very fickle, very stupid gamers to just bend over, take it full pelt, balls and all, as deep as you can get in the arse. Their fans want it, their Sony's willing to give it to them, full pelt, douche, 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 one at the bum, no harm done. That's it. That's the bottom line of it, because at the end of the day, they themselves basically come out and said it is a cash grab. Let me just recap on what was said here. Up until recently, the push to remake The Last of Us was a passion project of a small team of developers at Sony who originally provided support for bigger studios and wanted to make a name for themselves in the company. The team's original idea was reportedly a remake of the first Uncharted game, but Sony decided against that because getting the 2007 title ready for a PS5 launch would have been too costly. The publisher eventually settled on The Last of Us remake because of the relatively low amount of effort it would take and its high potential for profit. Now the project has been passed to Naughty Dog's core team, supposedly in part because the developer is in limbo. So it sounds like Naughty Dog have nothing to do and Sony's got no new ideas for new IPs. Obviously Naughty Dog would like to make a new IP, but Sony sees them as a cash cow and just wants them to keep making remasters and remakes now of their old IPs. And just to support that fact, Bloomberg station Schreier, who originally reported the rumblings within Sony, appeared on the Min Max Show podcast on April 15th to discuss his article. He revealed that while the decision to remake The Last of Us might puzzle some fans, it was made because many of the Naughty Dog's developers had nothing to do following the 2020 release of The Last of Us 2. And if you're still unsure, Schreier also mentioned The Last of Us remake will help get Naughty Dog's devs used to working with the PS5, which they haven't done yet. It might seem Naughty Dog will be better off working on expanding one of the company's other franchises, such as Uncharted, but it seems that's not even an option at the moment. Schreier alluded to the studio's creative leads currently being in the midst of drafting new ideas which could take months and even years. So there we have it. But the PlayStation's under the delusion that they're paying for quality, Sony have them completely in mind, and they're just doing their best to give them games. When really no, they want to milk as much money out of you and milk as much sequels and remasters and remakes it takes to get your money, even increasing, and you're under the delusion that it's because of inflation. Nothing to do with inflation at all. The funny thing is, people keep now alluding to say, oh, petrol prices are going up. Petrol prices go back down again. You're aware of this, right? If there was inflation, why would prices go down? Why would they go down? Petrol prices are going back down again because of outrage. And that's what you people need to do. So people like King Thrash, you know that fella, the guy that says this?
Yeah, I live and die by the truth. You know what I mean? So I just go by what I see, what I like, what I talk about.
He is a 100% con artist. He knows it. He lies for his teeth. He will tell you anything you want to hear. He lies. He deceives. I mean, loads of people have called him out. I don't even have to make. I've made plenty of videos on it. That's why he's blocked me from Twitter. So before you say, "Oh, when you say it to his face," I'd love to debate him again, but he won't because he blocked me because he knows I absolutely exposed him and showed the truth about him, and he doesn't like it. He doesn't like people knowing the truth. Much like a cult, they rely on their followers to have low IQs, be weak and vulnerable, and certainly a lot of the PlayStation fan base seem to be this. They will not call out Sony regardless. Don't know what it is. I have no mental capacity to understand their logic because there doesn't seem to be any common sense or logic. It just seems to be like a mob mentality, which is a lot of how cults begin. It's just a group of people all with one set mind following a leader, much like they will follow Thrash follows Sony blindly and cannot struggles to actually think for themselves or see any logical or any reasoning behind things that are done, and to really just support games being more expensive. I'll tell you what, Thrash, you like analogies. Here's a food one because you like food. I can sort of tell. Here's a food one. If you went to McDonald's, and because everyone likes a McDonald's analogy, if you went to McDonald's and you said, "Can I have a Big Mac meal, please?" I mean, yeah, sure. That'd be $5. You give me $5. They give you a Big Mac meal. As you're walking away, your fries are missing, and you go back and go, "Hey, my fries are missing." If they said to you, "Yeah, you don't get the fries anymore in the deal, but it still costs $5," what would you say? Would you go, "This is outrageous. I don't want this meal," or would you go, "Yeah"? Or in your case, would you go, "Actually, I'll pay more. Can I pay more for this deal? Here's $10. It just doesn't happen. It just doesn't happen. There is no reality where you walk into a store and say, "Oh, you're doing really good at your job. Can I pay you more?" Or "You should be paid more for this." In no reality, you're complaining that things are going up in price. You're complaining that things are a struggle. Then why are you demanding that you pay more for shit? Are you some kind of idiot? Well, as always, thank you all for listening. I hope you enjoyed that video and that sort of rant, because I can't, there's one thing I can't stand, it's stupidity, especially this blatant, and King Thrash seems to be the king of stupid, the king of wishful thinking. I don't know why that song came into my head. But thank you all for watching. I hope you liked the video. Please put down in the comments below what your take is on it. Tell me if you think, no, it's totally worth paying more for less. If so, or would you pay more? A lot of people now are saying they'll pay $150 for this game. Would you pay $70, or do you think it's a complete rip-off? I'd love to hear some PlayStation fans, what their reasoning is for paying $70 for the third time for a game with less content and just a graphical upgrade. and no NPCs. But as always, love to hear your thoughts. Thank you for the subscriptions and the support that I'm getting recently. It's great. Look out for the podcast on Friday. And I'll leave you all with this, because I'm pretty sure this is what Sony is doing right now with your money. Goodbye for now.
What's up, penis Parker?